What made me realize my girls' trip was actually an elaborate setup to get me back with my toxic ex. So I'm packing for this weekend trip to Vegas with my college roommates Emma and Riley. We hadn't hung out in forever, and I was so excited to finally have some fun after my messy breakup with Brandon 6 months ago. Emma kept saying we needed to celebrate my new single life and how much better I looked without him dragging me down. The red flags started when Emma insisted we book this specific hotel. She kept saying it had the best pool and cheapest rates, but when I looked it up, it wasn't even that nice. Then Riley kept asking weird questions about what I was wearing and if I brought my good perfume. I thought she was just being extra about the trip photos. When we got to Vegas, Emma immediately suggested we check out this random sports bar for dinner. I wanted to go somewhere nicer since we were dressed up, but she insisted this place had amazing wings. As we're walking in, I see Brandon's stupid truck in the parking lot. My stomach dropped. I grabbed Emma's arm and told her we needed to leave right now. That's when Riley started acting all innocent, like, "Oh wow, what a crazy coincidence." But I could see them exchanging looks. Emma kept pushing, saying it would be rude to leave now and maybe we should just say hi since we're all adults. I felt like I was going to throw up. Brandon had been texting me for weeks trying to get back together, and I'd been ignoring him. We walk in, and of course Brandon is right there at the bar with his friend Mike. He does this whole fake surprised act, jumping up like he couldn't believe I was there. Emma practically shoved me toward him while Riley ordered drinks for everyone. I kept trying to signal them that I wanted to leave, but they kept making excuses. The worst part was watching Brandon put on his charm show. He kept buying rounds and telling stories about our old trips together, acting like he was this changed man. Emma and Riley were eating it up, laughing at his jokes and saying how much they missed having him around our group. I felt so betrayed sitting there. Then Emma goes to the bathroom and motions for me to follow. In there, she starts this whole speech about how Brandon seemed really sorry and how maybe I was being too harsh. She said he'd been calling her for weeks, crying about how much he missed me and how he realized he messed up. That's when I knew this whole trip was planned. I confronted her right there, asked if Brandon paid for our hotel rooms. She got defensive at first, then finally admitted he'd given her money for the trip because he wanted to surprise me and make things right. She said she thought I'd be happy once I saw how much effort he put in. I was livid. I told her about all the things she didn't know, how Brandon used to go through my phone, how he'd get jealous when I hung out with other friends, how he made me feel guilty for wanting to spend time with my family. Emma just kept saying people change and that he seemed genuine. When we got back to the table, Brandon had ordered my old favorite drink and was showing Mike photos on his phone. I heard him say something about our place and realized he was showing pictures of the apartment we used to share. He was trying to make Mike think we were still together. I stood up and announced I was leaving. Brandon grabbed my wrist and asked me to just hear him out for 5 minutes. Emma and Riley both started begging me to stay, saying the night was still young, but I could see right through their act now. They'd probably been planning what to say for weeks. I called an Uber and told them they could stay and enjoy their paid vacation with Brandon. In the car, I blocked all 3 of their numbers. The next morning, I got texts from random numbers with screenshots of Brandon posting on social media about our reunion in Vegas, using old photos of us. But here's the crazy part. 2 days later, Emma's boyfriend Jake called me. Turns out Emma had been lying to him about the trip too, saying it was just girls and she needed space. He found out about Brandon paying when he saw the Venmo transactions on her phone. Jake broke up with Emma that week. She tried calling me from different numbers, crying about how she lost her boyfriend and how Brandon wasn't even talking to her anymore now that his plan failed. Apparently, Brandon told her the whole thing was her idea and he never asked her to set anything up. Riley ended up posting a long apology on Instagram, but I never responded.